What's going on, guys? It's your boy Carson here, back with a brand new video, and in today's exciting video we're talking about winter detailing and how to prep your car for it. So let's get into it. Alright guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, make sure to press the subscribe button down below for more content like this. I typically post every Sunday around 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, so if you like this type of content, make sure to stick around. But in today's video, we are talking strictly about winter detailing, how to get ready for winter, how to prep your car for winter, as well as how to detail in the winter time and what steps to take, what to do right now, and what to do during winter. So let's jump into it. Now stick around all the way to the end because I'm gonna be giving away a mystery box of detailing supplies that you're gonna need this winter to keep your car looking good. So make sure to stick around for that, for more details at the end of the video. Now, like everything in life, prep is gonna be key. You're gonna wanna do a full decontamination wash on the exterior of the car, as well as a full inside and out clean on the interior of the car. Typically, I keep my interior pretty clean, so typically a quick wipe down and a vacuum is all it needs. I'll take a couple of those extra steps like steam cleaning the vents, that kind of stuff. Some of those things that you don't get to every single time that you're doing just a classic wipe down or a blowout. For the exterior, we're gonna talk about a few chemicals that are gonna make your life a little bit easier when doing a decon wash. So starting off with two decontamination soaps, we've got two of them here. Now, if you want a full in-depth video, that is coming soon, so stay tuned for that. The first one we've got is Armor Detail Supply Decon Soap. This is one of my favorite decontamination soaps right now, and honestly, it does a great job. For the value, as well as for the performance, it does a great job. Typically just about a 10-to-1 dilution, or you can put it in a bucket soap and it's gonna strip all that decontamination off the surface. This is my go-to. Second up, we've got Built Amber Touchless. Now, if you guys are fans of Obsessed Garage, then you see Matt using this all the time. I've used this quite a bit. It does a great job, but personally, I'm picking Armor Detail Supply Decon Soap over this because I feel like, unfortunately, you have to use a little bit more to have the same effect as Decon Soap. So let's move on to regular shampoo. All right, and you're maybe asking, why are you talking about regular shampoos in a winter video? Well, this one is very unique. So Wide Open is meant for ATVs, UTVs, motorcycles, all that fun stuff. But the reason I use Wide Open on my cars before winter time, as it contains rust inhibitors. And when we talk about maintaining our cars later in the video, this is gonna come up again. But starting using this, because it has the rust inhibitors in it, is going to lead you to that path of success. So go ahead and decon it, wash it with this, as this has no added protection, so it's not gonna hinder any of the process that we're about to talk about. But this will be a great job just to add that layer of UV protection as well as rust protection on the surface. So your car is all prepped and ready to go. Some of you guys are in the same situation that I am and have two vehicles. One of the vehicles typically stays inside the garage or somewhere covered, and the other vehicle is the daily driver. Now, I'm gonna talk about how to protect and maintain both of those, especially if one's you're not driving all too much, the other one's you're driving every day, or whatever the case may be. So let's jump into protection. For protection, you've got quite a bit of option in today's market. We're gonna talk about three different ways that you can kind of go ahead and apply protection to protect your car, of course, from the winter grime. Now here in Idaho, fortunately, we don't use traditional salt. We use a different blend that doesn't rust our cars, which is super nice. I know in different parts of the United States, in different parts of the world, they use a salt mixture. What I would recommend to start with that, of course, is gonna be protection, and let's talk about that. I've got three different tiers of protection that we'll talk about quickly, and let's start with the foam applied protection. So you've got two different kinds of protection here that we're gonna talk about. Now, of course, there's a ton of protection that you can go ahead and purchase, but these are just two specific ones that I like. The first one, of course, is Kosh Chemi Protector Wax. Now, everyone's seen this, has gone viral on social media, and honestly, this is a great way to protect your car quick and fast. This is not gonna last very long, a couple months or so, and it's easily applied. Same thing with Armor Detail Supply beads. Now, beads is one of those things where you just spray it on, pressure wash it off, and you're good to go. Typically, out of my testing you're gonna get about a month or so, especially in those harsh winter conditions. If you're doing this in summertime or springtime when it's not super bad, you can get 1 to 2 months out of it. But if you have access to water or a pay and spray, this may be a vital option for you because you can just keep applying this when you wash your car. Let's step up to the second tier of spray sealants. Now in tier 2, we've got spray sealants. These are gonna last quite a bit longer than just your regular foam applied or sprayed applied sealants. These you do spray apply, but they're a little bit different. Now these are gonna last quite a bit longer, typically 3 to 6 months, especially in those winter times. So first off, we got Inspiration Defender. Now this has been my go-to. I typically top this when I'm using a PNS ceramic coating like Inspiration Stout or Inspiration Legend. One of those guys has always been great. I've never had any issues, or if I'm doing like a wash clay seal, this is a great product to use. This gets you about 6 months of protection on there. Next up is Optimum Hyper Seal. This stuff is great, it's just a little bit more expensive. Both of these products are great. This one's just a little bit cheaper, and this one is my overall pick, but great products nonetheless. Let's jump over to the final tier of ceramic coatings. Alrighty, and for the final tier of protection, we've got ceramic coatings. Of course, there's a lot of prep work required. It's highly, highly, highly recommended that you polish the car and make sure that it is defect free. If that's something that you're willing to do it, and it's gonna make a world of difference. I've got 3 different ceramic coatings here that are going to make that world of difference. Now let's start off with one that I've really been liking recently, and that is Armor Detail Supply Phobic. Now, Phobic is a sprayed applied ceramic coating, and we were just talking about those. We were talking about spray sealants. Now this one's a little bit different in its own respect. This one, you can actually spray apply to an applicator and get about 2 years on this one, or spray on the surface, buff off and get about a year. So if you don't want to commit to a full ceramic coating, or if you don't maybe want to correct all too much, you can use Phobic, and it's going to act like a ceramic coating and last for about a year or 2 depending on how you apply, and still have those ceramic-like behavior, the hardness, the slickness, as well as the depth, but it's not gonna last as long. So definitely give Phobic a try. It's also a great topper for any ceramic coatings. Now I've got a ton of favorite ceramic coatings, and so there's so many brands out there that people like. It just all depends on user preference. Personally, I've found that Armor Detail Supply, their Pro coating, this is their new formula, the High Solids formula. Now this one is super easy to apply, and you're gonna get 5 years out of it. If you're willing to make that commitment and go with the ceramic coating, might as well go all the way and do the 5-year ceramic coating. Same thing with Crystal Serum Light. You just have to top it with EXO. Of course, this is by G-Technic, and this is tried and true. If you never use CSL and EXO, you're definitely missing out. Now, this is, again, tried and true. It's been around forever, and G-Technic makes amazing coatings. So definitely check out one of these ceramic coatings if you guys are interested in doing the full coating. Now, ceramic coatings don't just have to be for your paint. They can be for pretty much anything on the car. Now, of course, a couple honorable mentions is to make sure to get your glass ceramic coated. On both cars, I actually have a glass coating on the side windows and of course the front windshield. This is gonna help with visibility quite a bit. Make sure that that water is beating off of the surface so you don't have to use your windshield wipers quite as often. And then finally, highly recommend getting some sort of long-lasting tire shine. Now my go-to is Armor Detail Supply Ghost. That is an acrylic-based tire shine that's gonna lock in that for about a month or 2, so you may have to apply depending on how long your winter time is, but that stuff is durable. So you don't have to be going out there, putting on tire shine, and your tires are gonna look great. Also, it's gonna lock in that performance, so your tires hopefully aren't gonna brown over the winter months. So that's enough about protection. Now let's talk about some things that are often forgotten when driving in the winter conditions. Of course, when you're driving in winter, visibility is a huge thing. Now that's why I do one simple thing. That's replace my wiper blades. So every single winter, I replace my wiper blades no matter what. These I pick up on Amazon, and I will throw a link down below, as well as everything else we're talking about. Now, these are super nice and super simple, especially if you have just the standard J hooks or the different hooks, whatever it is. I've never had any issues with these, and they typically come in at the date of recording this about 13, 14 bucks. I just go in there, replace them real quick, and I have a fresh set. And personally, this brand's never given me any issues, so I would highly recommend to at least pick up a set of fresh wiper blades before winter comes. So let's talk about cleaning your car in winter time. As you guys know, I have two cars. I have the STI as well as the Forester. My Forester is my daily driver, so it's gonna see majority of the miles this winter. I'm fortunate enough to have my water inside so I can wash any time of the year, really, as long as it's not super, super, super cold outside. If you don't have access to the water at home, that's totally okay. I know that's a very unique circumstance. I would highly recommend going down to your local Pay and Spray if you have one in your area, or giving them a call and saying, hey, I'm a very dedicated, crazy car enthusiast person, and I really want to wash my car. I know it says no bucket washing allowed, but can I do it? I'm gonna come by at 7, or what's your slow times? Just ask them that. And most of the time they will say sure, because they want to have the business. Now, most of those are heated, so that's super nice. Some of them I've even seen are so fancy that they even are enclosed. Now I know that's a luxury for most, but if you have that, that's pretty sweet. But the water there is heated, so it's not gonna just freeze on the surface, but that's something you have to keep in mind. Now with going to a Pay and Spray, you're not gonna be able to use your foam cannon because you can't change or anything like that. I would probably stay away from the chemicals that they do have at the Pay and Spray because you don't know what pH they are or brand, whatever it is. You don't want to introduce any weird chemicals to your potentially protected or ceramic coated car. What I would use that for is just a place to wash your car, get all the muck off, as well as a place to bucket wash or rinseless wash. And so it's controlled area and you have heated water. Go slowly and panel by panel. Now, if it's super cold outside, of course, don't wash. You're gonna want to pick the warmest day out of the week if you can to wash, and the peak time if it's available. If it's only gonna be 42 degrees and that is on a Saturday at 2 o'clock, make sure your schedule's open. Of course, if it's not, then that sucks. I'm sorry, but that is one key to success. Now, the third technique, of course, is rinseless wash. Everybody's different about rinseless wash, and I kind of feel so-so about it. I like it, but if I have the opportunity to foam, I much rather foam than rinseless wash. Now, typically, like the STI does in the winter time, it kind of just sits in the garage, just gets a little dusty, not too bad. I will just rinseless wash it. But if it's something that's gonna be going through the elements and it's super, super dirty, you can rinseless wash it, but if you can pre-spray it, that's going to be preferred. Of course, if you can't, then that's not a big deal. I've rinseless washed stuff that is super, super dirty. Make sure you're using the proper wash technique so you don't scratch or mar your surface. That's pretty much it. You really can't do much after that. You are just really preventing any micro marring or scratching until the springtime. And unfortunately, that's the dark reality of it, and that's the way it has to be. You gotta make sure that you're using proper wash techniques and being careful. And with those couple steps, you should be just fine. Now, the moment you guys have been waiting for, I'm gonna give away a detailing winter mystery box. Now, this is gonna have a bunch of products in it, maybe some of the products that we talked about today. I'm gonna be giving it away to one of you guys, one of you lucky viewers. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe, as well as comment down below. If you're chosen on this date, we will direct message you and you will get your prize. But yeah, guys, if you like this video, make sure to press the like button down below, subscribe down below for brand new automotive detailing content, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.